Hello fellow leggers, thank you for joining us once again. We are on a very busy street here in the heart of London. We are at the London Palladium this evening.
Probably the most prestigious of all the London theatres, arguably.
That's
a debate point,
legendary
isn't it?
theatre.
The legendary Palladium. And we're here to see a brand new production of a classic piece, and that is Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
So stick around to hear all of our thoughts.
Find out how many stars,
whether it's break a leg
or leg it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is press night. Not only here, but we're actually here on press night for this one.
That's exciting, isn't it?
It's busy.
And this, I've got to say, this is possibly the world's most beloved family musical. It was originally released as a concept album in 1969.
Yep.
The musical has been staged thousands of times since.
I don't doubt it.
In every conceivable language and in more than 80 countries around the world.
Okay, it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, what was your first run-in with Joseph?
I think Joseph was possibly one of my first musicals that I was introduced to as a cast recording.
Yeah, I think a lot of people it is.
Introduced to the music first.
Yeah, I think that's, a lot of children, it's a great introduction. It's not too long, but we'll come on to that in a moment. Now, it was the first musical written by the iconic duo of Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice.
Who went on to do Jesus Christ Superstar?
Yeah, and did Vita.
Yep.
It's the classic Bible story of Joseph, Jacob's favourite son, as he's cast out by his brothers and later imprisoned. But it's in prison where he discovers an ability to interpret dreams and soon finds himself amongst the creme de la creme of Egyptian society.
Wow, what a biblical story, eh?
Now,
Got magic.
A bit of magic, bit of superstition, mostly myth.
Everything in there.
Many actors have played the prestigious title role, including Philip Schofield, Lee Mead, Gareth Gates and Jason Donovan.
Yep.
But now in this production, a brand new face, fresh out of drama school in Jac Yarrow.
Okay.
He's making his West End debut in the title role of a major West End production
Which is
at
pretty
the
big,
Palladium.
because they usually always go for names in the role of Joseph.
Not this time.
Not this time, although we do see Jason Donovan.
We do indeed see Jason Donovan. Now, Jason played Joseph,
He did.
but in this production he's playing the Pharaoh because he's realised he'd mainly be sagging below the loincloth now, I think.
Okay.
Jason is probably most famous for his role in Neighbours.
That's going back some.
It is. But he had a #1 UK hit with the song Any Dream Will Do,
He did.
which is from this musical.
Yep.
Also,
And
loads of other great pop songs, right?
And he's gone on to do He's gone on to do musicals. He's a bit of a musical
Priscilla
star.
Had musical career since then.
Yeah.
Now the narrator in this one is played by none other than Sheridan Smith OBE.
Okay.
She's a 2-time Olivier winner. She did Legally Blonde, she did Evita. No, she didn't.
She didn't do Evita.
She should.
She did.
She did
Legally
Funny
Blonde.
Girl, is
She
what I
did
was thinking.
She did Funny Girl.
She did Funny Girl, and now she's here in the narration role.
Now they're meaty roles.
They are meaty roles.
I don't think there's much meat on the bone in the part of narrator for this.
What
This
do you
must just
mean?
mean more fun, right?
It's the most important part. The narrator tells the story.
I know, but there's no meaty relationships or anything that Funny Girl and Legally Blonde have.
Well, not in a typical staging of this, but there's going to be a few differences tonight, I think.
Really?
Yeah, so
okay.
Stick around and
Watch
see.
this space.
Designed by Morgan Large. Now, Morgan did Wonderland, Fame, Rock of Ages. We really love Morgan's work, so costume and stage design I'm really looking forward to.
Great.
The show is a zippy 90 minutes plus interval, so
It's not long at
you'll
all.
laugh, you'll cry, you'll be in bed by 10.
So we'll have a 30-second interval breakdown.
Stick around to the end to find out how many stars and all of our thoughts.
Hello, fellow leggers. We have picked up a stray.
This is our lovely friend Mark. It's
Well,
a great
he
show.
is-
No, not yet, we're not started. Don't
It
sell
is-
him the whole
It is
farm.
the interval, which means you're joining us for the Break Leggers
30-second interval breakdown.
Go! What do you think?
so far?
Come on, you've got to be quick.
It was red and yellow and green and brown and
Violet.
lots of colours.
Lots of colours.
And
Okay.
really good.
It really is a colourful production. I got to say they're giving it their all. Jack got a standing ovation
Oh,
after
he's
close every door to me.
amazing.
He's really special. How about you, Leg and Nathan?
I'm actually liking it. I came in thinking, oh, here we go, but actually I'm sold by Sheridan.
Really?
Not one, won't been bowled over by her before, but I'm enjoying it. Bring on the second act. Well, fellow leggers, there's just the two of us back again.
I know, yes. There's because we've dispatched poor Mark. There's one more angel in heaven now.
One more
He's
angel
been dispatched.
in heaven. What a link.
Someone's out fast.
So we've come to the end of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. What did you make of that, Legger Simon?
Well, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? I mean, it's got the numbers are so catchy. Every single song is standalone. I've got similar problems as I've had in previous productions in trying to sort of musically, it doesn't stick to one genre, and it feels quite strange when you have this French almost Edith Piaf moment in Act 2, which doesn't fit.
Okay.
And, do you know, but for
Come back, remind me of that. Okay.
But for all of its flaws, which there are flaws,
yes,
I thought it was generally fantastically performed. I think it's carefree. It's one of those musicals where you go in and you forget the world for a while, and I'm always saying we need more of those in this broken Britain we're living in, and it does the job. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's going to appeal to a lot of age groups, and it's always going to be a British classic.
Okay, so enjoyable.
Yeah,
I'm getting
enjoyable,
from that. Okay.
absolutely.
I was going to say my overall experience was enjoyable, I think. So we should probably break it down into its component parts. Should we start with it as a musical first?
Okay.
I think you can probably condense the musical into about 35 minutes.
Yes.
In terms of original songs, but there's so many reprises and there's so many fleshing outs with dance numbers and so many to make it into a 2 hour.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And
not
I
even 2
felt
hours.
like
2 hours with an interval. isn't
Even
it?
more in this production.
And a mega mix.
Yeah, I felt like it was even those taking extra moments on interactions with the audience or interactions with the band, and I was thinking, well, that's another 30 seconds, and
Slowing
that's
down
slow it down,
moments.
guys.
Okay.
We need to charge money for this and make people feel they've had a good time and had their money's worth.
So there's not a lot in terms of materials, but as a result, you hear the same themes again and again and again. Let's do this. Let's do this chorus one more time. Oh, and one more time. Oh, and one more time. So you really get to hear and become familiar with the songs.
The themes.
So everybody knows the songs. Probably the
Thematic.
songs know. And it was originally done for school or something around schools.
Yeah.
Which then makes sense to me while there's so many different styles in this piece, because it's then introducing, I think, children to these different styles.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it works for me on that level. And the cast was very good, but we won't come on to the cast yet. So in terms of the book, it's paper thin.
Now,
how do you bring it to life?
How do you bring it to life? Well, very camply in a lot of respects. And can we just say, whilst Benjamin may have been straighter than the big palm tree, I'm not entirely sure that Joseph was.
Is this your Joseph theory?
I've got a conspiracy.
This is a conspiracy theory that I guess we have. We kind of had this came out of a discussion we had one night.
Yes.
About Joseph.
Yes. So he was his father's favourite because he reminded him of his mother. An effeminate connection, let's just say. And I'd go out so far as to say, as Jacob, the first LGBT ally, because then he saw his son's quirks, quite a creative character, and bought him a rainbow coat.
And the beautiful colours up there, the rainbow colours,
Yes.
they are the theme. So is this an original LGBT Bible story championing Joseph, who was, do you know what I mean? Because he didn't want to
something here.
What is it, Potiphar as well? Didn't want to accept.
He didn't want to go with Potiphar's wife. He then became PA to the Pharaoh, and that's a very masculine role.
He also. Is it so bad to say that he survived a stint in prison, or is that a leap too far?
I think you've gone a bit too far then as to why you might have got through on that. But do you know what? Is there something to explore
The conspiracy story started here,
Yes.
and in that regard, I champion this.
Amazing. Let's move on to.
Are we trying to look for more than what there actually is?
Well, we need to give the book. Yeah, we need to
story?
give the book something because it's not there otherwise, is it? The book is paper thin, and a lot of things happen where I'm like, we didn't get any explanation. We just suddenly have to accept that we were there.
We suddenly break
and
out
now
into
we're
stuff.
Here.
We're suddenly in the prison cell, but suddenly we're in a workout video going go 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 Joseph, doing all these fun moves. It's all really sad and Canaan days. Then suddenly it's in the can and we're kicking around. It's like trying to shoehorn it. Well, it does shoehorn them in, and it makes it work. It does work. I think that's how you make
It's
this
not
work.
unenjoyable. It's not so jarring as to say, oh my god, I hated that because it was so jarring. It's jarring, but it knows it is.
And that's how you bring this to life? When it's so paper thin, you throw colour at it, and you throw talent at it, and you throw charisma and charm from the cast.
Yes.
And I think that's what this does. It brings the best of those elements to bring and add that sparkle. And that's where it works for me.
So move on to the cast.
And then we'll move on to production elements. Okay,
so cast. I mean, let's not bury the lead here.
Come on, then, let's fly through.
Let's talk about Sheridan Smith.
You go first.
Okay, so I mean, she's very clowny, guys. She's very trying to be cool, and as such is a little bit awkward for me. I didn't know whether I was fully in control, or I don't know. I have mixed feelings about her. There's no doubt she's talented. There's no doubt that she can sing it, by and large.
She can sing.
But I don't know if it's her direction I didn't like, but there was just something quite pathetic at times about her performance for me.
Pathetic? Yeah. Oh, that's harsh. Okay, I really enjoyed Sheridan in this. I got her for the first time. I think it's all about her charisma and her charm, and this production really shines through the narrative of the narrator. The narrator for me has always been a bit of a spare part. It's always been about Joseph, who's usually been a star, and a bit more about the songs and the cast. For the first time, they made the narrator something. And she carries the story from start to finish, taking on various roles that I haven't seen her take on in other productions. So a nice degree of creativity there. Can she sing it? There are some parts where I'm used to the big vocalists.
She cuts it off
in
early.
The narrator.
She knows her limits.
She wasn't sustaining those big high notes. There was times when usually there's big kick notes that are then dropped down the octave. So in terms of the sing, it's not a sing, but it is sung. She's got a lovely tone.
She does. She's
but it's
nice
her charisma.
to listen to.
She works us. She works us as an audience. She knows she's all charm, cheeky, almost a bit pantomime-esque at times.
I was that was in my mind a lot of the time. I was like, why wait for pantomime when you can see this?
But I think it works because you need that for this, because it isn't,
it's not
we're not going to feel for
entertainment,
Joseph. It's not we're meant to feel lots of. I mean, that's not there. It is just fun entertainment. So it works. Okay, next up.
Next up, we've got Jason Donovan in the role of Pharaoh.
Boy, did he work that chorus over and over and over again, but it's not his fault, but he worked it. This audience loved him. He comes with a legacy, right?
And they were applauding his legacy because, I mean, he's not aging well vocally. I think that's fair to say. Also, it's a real thankless part. It's one number in the second act, and he literally is on and on and on and on. But then when he's off, he's off.
That's it.
That's
and then
it. He's
back
gone
on for the reprise.
That's it. Yeah, for the mega mix.
For the mega mix. That's it. Not a reprise.
Not a reprise.
Mega mix.
Mega mix. But I just thought he was fine in a. What more can you do with that part, really?
He just
not a lot you can do.
He is.
It's nice to see. It must be nice for him to come back into a show that he has a lot of meaning for him. And they say
he did it here, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's like a journey.
Absolutely.
He's completed a journey.
Let's also talk about where is he? Michael Pickering as Simeon, who sings those Canaan Days.
What a voice!
What a voice! I absolutely adored him, actually.
And he's dancing they're all dancing this ensemble, this male and female ensemble. So the caliber of artiste and performer they have is top notch. It's the London Palladium in the West End, guys.
Yeah.
And they have secured the artists that you need, and he fits that bill.
I love listening to him. I could have had him play every role. I thought his voice was beautiful to listen to. I thought he had a charisma and stage presence that was missing in some of the leads. But I absolutely loved to watch him. I really enjoyed it. I would go so far as, I want to pull out that he's Peter on the DVD of Jesus Christ Superstar Arena Tour.
Oh.
So I'm going to go and check that out and watch for him now.
There was another one I also enjoyed. He sang, is it the Benjamin Calypso?
Yes, Carl Spencer as Issachar.
Also a bit of a travesty in there. I'm gutted that we didn't kind of finish that number and that we didn't get to applaud his performance, because I thought he was fantastic. His vocals, his musicality, his style, and his oozing that style was brilliant. But we moved on. He deserves a round of applause.
I need to stop you. Does anybody need some social pantry event catering? Because free advertising,
social pantry event.
Not sponsored.
That's clever,
that
isn't it?
Clever. Part of the van
social
there.
Pantry advertising.
Sponsorship. I
Okay,
think he's going to be there for a while.
so we're missing out one person.
Yeah, and I've done that on purpose because
Why is that, Leg
I am
Assignment?
going to start the hashtag Justice for Joseph. Now, I don't know any other production of this show where he has not, the person playing Joseph hasn't got the final bow, because he gets the third bow, so he comes out before both Sheridan and Jason Donovan, and I just think if I was directing this, I would be like, you guys are already established, you guys are already big stars, people are here to see you. I think we should take this moment to celebrate the new star, step to one side and give him that moment. Give him that standing ovation moment. Give him that big crescendo of applause. Let him have it. And we didn't. And you know what? He thoroughly bloody deserved it. He was fantastic. He has got a beautiful tone. He's got great stage presence. The guy can dance, sing. He's a true triple threat. I loved his performance and I wanted to applaud that with the biggest cheer of the night. And I don't think I got the chance to.
And so what is it? Hashtag?
Justice for Jack.
Is that what we're going for?
Justice for Jac Joseph.
Jac Joseph.
Make your own hashtags up, guys. It's never going to take off.
Okay, he was fantastic. I think it was the right move to put an unknown in, because you're putting in someone who is talented, who can sing, dance and act. He was a master on the stage. We're going to see a lot of him in the future.
He's the new Charlie Stemp.
He was so comfortable. He had an applause that stopped the show with his Close Every Door number, which is thoroughly deserved. I thought he did a great job.
So we've decided to just move along because we tried to charge them for the sponsorship on it, and they didn't want to. They didn't want to pay.
So if you don't pay,
you don't
go
pay,
away.
Yeah, you go away.
Us Leggers have got to survive.
We have.
We've got food to provide.
So yeah, Jac Yarrow. He's the new Charlie Stemp, really.
Okay, new Charlie Stemp. I think that's probably it in terms of the cast. The cast is great. We're not going to call them all out, but the cast is fantastic. So well done, children and adults alike.
Bit of a rubbish one for women in the ensemble, isn't it?
It always has been, and there is more women in this production. Obviously, Palladium, bigger space to fill, so you can allocate more parts.
And some of the female kids play the male kid parts. So
let's talk about that as well. I really did like what they did with putting the kids into some of those adults' parts, which traditionally have been played by adults or some of the brothers. They pull the kids in to do that, which I thought was genius. I really liked that. Good. Okay, production. Lighting was fantastic.
Yeah, break a leg a nomination. I'm dropping it right in. Best lighting, Ben Cracknell for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I'd go so far as to say Olivier Wynne.
Do you know what we've seen his work before, and we've loved it.
I've always loved it.
Olivier Wynne for this. I'd love to see him nominated. Literally, he gets lights everywhere.
Guys, I'm calling
lights
it now.
Around, lights here, lights in the most amazing of places.
Sorry, but
they have these kind of things that come on, and there are lights in the eyes. There are lights coming up.
The rest of you can go home. It's done. You don't even have to justify it. He's got it. It's good.
Let's see what happens.
I know it's going to happen.
You got one of our nominations. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lighting was fantastic. What do you think of the sound?
I thought the sound design was good, although I didn't like that mic, the handheld mic parts. I thought the balance was off, especially in Jason Donovan's Pharaoh number. Couldn't make out every lyric.
Okay, interesting. I thought the sound was good. Set. What do you think of the set?
I mean, Morgan. It's Morgan Large doing set and costume.
Oh, well, there we go.
Of course it's going to be amazing,
The
and
set
it
was
is. It's
good.
everything that you would hope for and more.
I mean, what they didn't do was big production set pieces. This was very much about the space and the cast moving within the space. So then it was much more of a functional piece. Much more of a functional set with simple elements working within that.
And it is, you've got to, if you've got a really large expanse of space like you have here, you've got to fill it with movement.
That's what I mean. You could fill it with stuff, set, but they didn't. They filled it with movement, and the movement was really nice.
Joanne M. Hunter on choreography, thought it was a worthy mention. Well done, absolutely well done. And Lawrence Corra bringing it all together as director.
Who was that, Lawrence?
Lawrence Connor.
Lawrence Connor, I thought, did a nice job. Anyway, so I guess you're probably wondering how many stars we are going to give Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat playing here.
Sorry, start again. What was that?
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Do your party trick where you do all the colours really quick.
Red and yellow and green, brown, scarlet and black and ink and peach and ruby and love and violet, thorn, lilac and gold, chocolate, mauve, cream, crimson, silver, rose, ash, lemon, russet, grey, purple and white, and pink and orange and blue.
We are going to give
4 stars for this piece.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
It's just a really good fun night out. It's got its issues, guys, and that for me, that's why it's not a 5-star show. It's fundamental in most cases. The book is non-existent.
Paper thin. It's just lots of fun.
Yeah, and like I say, some of the performances for me probably could have been better. There's some real nice legacy casting in this with Jason Donovan, but anybody with any talent could have done that part. And let's face it, he's there to sell tickets. But you know, for those reasons, it's just not quite a 5.
But very enjoyable. I've come away from Joseph 4 thinking, meh, I actually enjoyed myself this time. And the audience were well up for it. So if this is one of your favourite pieces, come and see this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sing along in the mega mix.
If you do, then let us know what you think, because this is just what we think.
Just what I think. What do you think? Leave a message below.
We're the Breaker Leggers, and we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.